Alright, so this is actually now my third time doing this fight, but this time, I've got a feeling it's gonna work. So, the first few times, okay, so the problem with this guy is the only way to do a lot of damage to him is with, like, good magic abilities, aka, like, Thunder Spark, which I happen to have, does a lot of damage to him. Now, part of the problem that I was having was that, well, the problem there was I didn't use evade just now, which usually I would have tried to use evade, but I was being lazy. But anyways, so the problem that I was having was that, basically, I was, like, Oliver was just sitting there at full health, and he wasn't healing, so I figured maybe if I gave Oliver a Dora Blammo, he might actually, like, heal? And it looks like, yeah, it looks like it's actually panning out now a little bit. And that was just basically, that was my idea. Was I was like, if Oliver maybe has, like, a better healer on his team, maybe he will be more likely to actually try to heal me, instead of just, like, let everybody get their asses handed to them. And already, it seems to be panning out, but I'm not 100% sure if it's actually panning out. Alright, Drippy's gonna stop for a second right now. He does this every time you get him down to, I think it's like, it looks like it's about 80%. But yeah, basically Drippy, pretty much every time you get him down to about 80%, Drippy will stop to tell you that, okay, this is bad. Now I need to actually... The only way I can get out of this is if this evade works. And it did! Oh my gosh, what? What luck. Alright, cool. And, well, but still, Oliver's still just sitting around on full MP. I feel like he's not doing what I'm telling him to do. So, oh, and he's gonna do that. Ability. Dude, I think I'm like... Alright, whatever. Whatever. Dude, now I've got Lemur Face Plus. And if Oliver would actually, like, heal me, life would be good. Alright. There we go. Go into all out defense. And now he heals me when I finally switch over to Esther to heal myself. What a dick. Oliver is, like, the worst healer. He does not deserve the title of healer because he totally sucks at it. Alright, let's Thunder Spark. Now that Oliver's actually topping me off. And Thunder Spark's the way to go against this guy because it does, like, the most damage. Now, I did some experimentation in the last fight, and I realized that, like, so Bubble Bath does a reasonable amount of damage, but the trouble that I had with Bubble Bath was that, like, Bubble Bath actually was a problematic ability in that it takes more magic and only does, like, 10 more damage. So, it was one of those things, like, in terms of just pure bang for your buck, it wasn't really worth it. Whoa, that was not a smart thing to do. Right. Psych up. I shouldn't... Okay, nope. I can't do it, like, with Esther, where I, like, hope that Esther will heal me. I actually... Oh, and he's gonna... Of course he's gonna come at Esther. Of course he is. Ugh! Fuck! Dude.
Here goes nothing.
This bothers me to, like, no end right here. The fact that, the game... I feel like the only reason I'm losing this fight is because of the game. I know, that's fucking weak to blame a video game for the reason you suck. But I swear, man, if Oliver were actually, like, if Oliver were actually healing instead of just, like, fucking... I don't even know what he's doing. It's pissing me off, though. If Oliver actually healed instead of just, like, fucking around, this fight would be going so much better.
Here goes nothing.
And I gave him... Dude, I should give him nothing but things that can heal. And just see if that will actually get him to try and cast some heals. my fucking gourd. That was awful. That was so bad. That was my third try. I did terribly. Yeah, I stopped commentating because I was just like, dude, I actually have to think about this fight. So I was just like, no more commentating for me. So yeah, that's why I stopped commentating during that fight. I'm sorry that I was just like... I'm sorry I just like stopped like that, but I realized there's no way I'm gonna get this fight done if I keep on commentating. And this was a very challenging fight. Holy fuck. The thing is, even when I was playing well during that fight, I didn't feel like I was doing well, so... Whatever. What the fuck ever. And now I made it through, and this time I used fewer items, like, surprisingly, I used fewer items this time than I did in my previous 2 failures that you're not gonna see on camera, because I really don't have time to be showing, like, a shit ton of failed boss battles, but I did it.
Don't let him get away! This way, after him!
Oi, wait for me! Oh, so hideous. Why am I so ugly? Someone's coming. Must hurry. Who are you?
But you must be... You're the prince.
Correct. I am Prince Markasan, ruler of Hamlin. And who might you be?
Oh, you see,
What do you think you're doing here? Huh? Oh, no! God! You mustn't! God! No! Oh! Get away! Do not look at me! Get out of here, I say!
Jeepers.
You mustn't look at me! Go! Be gone!
Wow. So the prince is the great sage.
got it in one.
Just who in the world are you?
Your Highness, you have nothing to fear. There's something we'd like to ask you.
Something to ask me? Ah, I see. Now you know my secret. You mean to blackmail me?
That's not it. We came to... We need the great sage's help.
Huh? Great sage? You mean me?
Yes, of course we do. You were one of the great sages who protected this world, weren't you?
I am sorry to disappoint you. It was my father who was the great sage. He passed away 15 years ago.
But you inherited his powers, didn't you?
The great sage's powers? You should not believe everything you hear. I was never good enough. How could I be a great sage? Me, of all people. I have no gift for magic.
Huh?
But you...
I think you've been here long enough. No one asked you to come. Now leave me alone. Go!
There's something iffy about that lad, I reckon.
Do you think?
No doubt, he's broken-hearted.
But which piece of his heart is missing?
What that boy's lost is his belief, like. Sure as eggs is eggs.
His belief.
That's right. Folks can tell him how blinking handsome he is till they're blue in the face, but will he believe him? Not a bit of it. Lost his belief he has, in himself and everyone else.
And he calls himself a prince. That's a laugh. He's just a snivelling little wimp.
Come on. Let's go find that piece of heart.
Right.
There's more trouble than he's worth.
I guess we'll be going then, Your Highness.
I know that man. But from where?
So... Esther's hurt pretty... Why did it heal every... Is it just me, or did it heal everyone completely except for Esther? Like, it was like... Oh! because I got Tidy Tears right at the end, and Esther was dead, and they got healed by Tidy Tears. Okay, I understand what happened now. Alright, so the Great Sage, it's the prince. By the way, in case you were wondering about that shit about he's like this really handsome guy and how they knew who he was, that was that text that I kind of like skipped through several episodes ago, where I was like, they mentioned that he was really handsome when they got the picture of him, and I never mentioned that, but yeah, so he's like this really handsome guy apparently, but something shit-tastic is also apparently happening.
Where'd they come from?
They're still after us!
To our right! Look!
There's more behind us!
Damn it! We're surrounded!
Huh?
Just who in blazes do you think you are? And where in the world did you spring from? I will have answers.
Huh? We could ask you the same thing.
Mind your tongue, girl. You stand before an emperor. We'll take care of them, your majesty.
Emperor?
Stand down! I must discover how they came to appear here. And I shall not rest until I have done so. It is my sworn duty to know all that goes on in my domain. Come! Bring them to my chamber. We have much to discuss.
Sir!
Huh?
Dude, okay, my theory is that we just went 15 years back in time. But that's just my theory, because I think this guy, look at him. He's got Hamlin, he's got the clothes on that the Great Sage, like, I think this dude is the Great Sage, and he is the father of that pig-looking guy that we were just talking to, alright. And who is this prince you encountered? He had long dark hair and blue eyes. If you must tell lies, you must at least make them credible, boy. Do you mean to tell me my younger son will one day become emperor? So that Marty prince has got an older brother, has he? Look at this! This is your darling son, Marcassin. He all grown up. Oh, dude, this is totally... We went back in time, so the mists of time have come to play in this game. I'm kind of interested now, but what of Gascon? What will become of him? So now we know that the other son is gonna die or something. Are you claiming I do not care for my own son? I have a man imprisoned for this. Are you denying it? Surely not. Marcassin was the only son you ever wanted. How dare you make such a claim? Something terrible has occurred. It's Prince Gascon and Prince Marcassin. They went out to practice their magic, but they have ventured beyond the city walls. But, your majesty, think of the danger, and Prince Marcassin is still so young. Oh, dude! Time paradox is coming up in this game. Remember when he was like, I think I know that guy, and he was talking about Swain? I bet it's because, like, Swain saves him when he's a kid, and then he grows up and remembers it, and it becomes Time Paradoxville. What do you think? Do you think that Time Paradoxville is what happens here? Because I think... But it's only my theory. So now, apparently, we're let go to run wild of our own accord. Hopefully we don't have to fight another big robot if we ever want to come back here again. By the way, that boss fight went atrociously. I think I actually might need to do some grinding in this game. Like, I've been avoiding the grinding like the plague. But it's starting to look like it might help me in a couple battles to maybe do an extra battle here or there, just so I can, like, get ahead on my levels and my experience, because that fight was really tough. And it's like, if I had had more magic attack on Go-Go, the fight probably could have gone a lot better. So maybe it is the case that I do need to, like, do a little grinding up and check out... Oh, dude, this is totally Hamlin. 15 years ago, and before all the guards were convinced that they had to be pigs and stuff. But, unless anything, like, interesting... Oh, okay, nobody has feelings here that we can take. I was like, maybe people have the feelings back in time that we need in the future. I guess I'm going to cut outside just to save a little bit of time here. So I gotta say, the real curiosity, I think, now comes in... So how did we end up 15 years in the past, you know? Like... That's pretty bizarre to just suddenly be 15 years in the past, and I assume the game will explain it. But I'm just saying, that's crazy sauce. Alright, so where... Obviously my boat's not going to be there. Okay, so they're not too far away. I was like, I hope they're not, like, ridiculously far away. Dude, the land hasn't changed a lot in 15 years. Like, it looks all, like, war-torn out here. So I figured, like, maybe that's some, like, recent battle damage to the city. But from the looks of it, it's, like, always been war-torn out here. Alright. Oh, and they are in this cave. Oh, dude, I was wondering earlier if I could go into any of these caves, and I was like, I'm not 100% sure if I can do that. So now I want to, when I get back to, like, the normal world map, maybe
Look,
try that
there.
out.
It's them.
Come on! Now!
Here goes. Ah! I just can't do it.
Stop whining! Try again!
Be careful, Gaston. Gaston!
We gotta help them.
Yes.
Oh no, another boss fight! Hopefully this won't be nearly as bad as that fucking robot that I just fought. Actually, this guy doesn't look bad.
Come on, you guys.
I mean, this is just like a planned encounter in the game. Oh, my teams are all mixed up right now. I totally forgot about that.
Esther, leave it to me.
My teams are mixed up because, alright, psych up. The reason my teams are all mixed up is just because, of whatever. Dude, so I noticed when I was in my final fight with the robot thing, Lemurface Plus has something also really good about him that makes Psych Up a really awesome move to use. And that is, Lemurface Plus can cancel, like, boss moves when he well, anybody can cancel boss moves when he crits them. But the thing is, because Lemurface Plus attacks so quickly, he has a much higher chance of critting, you know what I mean? Just because he has a lot more opportunities to get critical hits. And so I found that that is really helpful. Alright. So we just saved those kids, although, I mean, it looked like if they hadn't, like, pushed out at the end, they probably could have taken them. Alright, we can't tell everybody who we are. Oh, so your brother isn't going to tell us his name? Leave me alone! Dude, we just saved them, and he's all, like, being a prissy pussy pants, but we should just tell him that we already know who his dad is, and we came out here like we know who they are, you know? We got this shit. Alright, come on, you lot. Ah, you never make it back to Hamlin by yourselves. We better escort you. Yeah, don't worry, we can do this later. Alright, and now we've got Prince Dickhead and Prince Little Kid with us. Prince Future Great Sage, who thinks he's ugly, but he's actually the most beautiful boy. Dude, and I guess, I mean, that makes sense. Like, if you have no confidence in yourself, it makes sense that, you know, you'd think you were ugly when you're actually the beautiful Prince of Hamlin. But now we can finally head back to the city, I suppose. And I didn't even notice that thing on the top of Hamlin is like a little pigtail. Why is this city all pig-like even in 15 years in the past? Like, the pig theme definitely seemed to be more attached to, like, the father. So it's weird that or more attached to, like, the son. And so it's weird, or Marcusson, that's his name, Marcusson. So it's weird that they still have kind of the pig theme going 15 years ago. But I guess he had to have gotten the idea from somewhere, right? Once again, I've decided to cut through the willy-nilly stuff. Because I'm like, that takes too long just to show a bunch of running on screen. Yeah, dude, of course we're following you, but the trick is, you have to not be a little bitch. Alright, hang on a minute, man. We saved your skin back there, ain't it? You're going to think of something? Thank you. We're the ones who should be thanking us for escorting you back to Hamlin. The flippin' cheek of this kid. I ain't never seen anything like it, man. Kid, I'm not a kid and I have a name. Gascon. Prince Gascon. You be sure to address me properly if we ever meet again. Now come along, Marcusson. Alright. Alright. So, that was a short-lived trip, but we still need to get into... Okay, so the two princes are called Gascon and Marcusson. There's something about Prince Gascon. What is it? I feel like we've met him somewhere before. I guess it's just my imagination, though. No doubt, it's your imagination, alright. I guess so. Now stop wasting time with harebrained theories. Where have we met him? Maybe he's like someone grown up that we meet later on. Alright. I admire your spirit. Not every child would so readily refuse an emperor. I'm sorry, Your Majesty, but there's something we have to do. Indeed, and your magical abilities really are outstanding. I realize now I should never have doubted you. You understand that I'm reluctant to let such a talent slip away. Are you sure I can't persuade you to be Marcuson's magic teacher? What did you say? I'm sorry, Your Majesty, but we really have to go back to our own time. But, oh, it's to the future? Well, breach time would be ideal. Oh, dude, he's got a spell. Maybe, so how do we get back here in the first place? That's what I want to know. Maybe he used breach time. Let's see here. Why can't I go with Marcuson and help him practice his magic? Really, Gascon, we both know you haven't a single magical bone in your body. Marcuson is to become a sage. He will learn nothing from the likes of you. That's not true. I'll teach Marcuson magic. I'll help him become a sage. You'll see. He does not need your help. Your time would be better spent thinking of another role for yourself within the Empire. Oh, dude, this is where he tells Gascon the truth. That he is not going to become the leader of Hamelin. Oh, fucking well. That would be pretty pissy-wissy if, like, my paps was like, dude, you can't do the shit you need to do. Okay, alright. I shall relate to you a piece of the Hamelin lore. Hidden in the... Oh, dude, the Tombstone Trail. I bet we have to go to that place up to the north that looks kind of scary. Winds the way through the desolate valley to the northwest of here, and stands at an ancient altar. Oh, the Age of Sages. That is where we've... Oh my gosh! So we're gonna get Mornstar in the past, and then we'll have it in the future, and Shadar will be like, I was supposed to... Oh my gosh, that is awesome. Shadar thought he had his shit all planned out, but now he has his shit the opposite of planned out. It's not planned out. Alright, well, anyways, actually, though, this is probably only going to turn out to be one episode. I'd be damned if it turned out to be two, just because I cut so much shit out. I am going to end this recording right here. In the next episode, I am going to be heading to the north to get Mornstar and fucking shatter Shadar's plans. This has been Raktar. Thank you for watching.